The pumpkin patch was bathed in a warm golden glow of the setting sun. The air was filled with the earthly scent of falling leaves, and magic and excitement echoed all around. It was a perfect day to visit, and I couldn't resist the attraction of the pumpkin patch. As I strolled through the rows of plump orange pumpkins, I noticed a person alone in a pumpkin cottage. He had long dark hair that framed his mysterious face, and wore a vintage-style clothes that seemed strangely out of place amidst the vibrant decor. I asked him if he was okay. He turned to me, his eyes as dark as the shadows between the pumpkins, and offered a gentle smile. He simply said he was fine and was just enjoying the pumpkins. I introduced myself, and he told me his name was Vlad III. We began to chat about our favorite Halloween traditions, scary movies, and pumpkin carving techniques. Vlad seemed friendly and enthusiastic about the holiday, and soon we were laughing and sharing stories like old friends. I couldn't help but feel a connection with Vlad. He was different from anyone I've ever met, but his quirky charm was captivating. Time seemed to slip away. The sky took on a warmer hue as the day progressed. Vlad suggested we explore the deeper, less visited sections of the pumpkin patch. Without hesitation, I agreed, and we ventured further into the haunted corn maze. As we walked among the eerie cornfield, Vlad began to share tales of his own Halloween adventures, each one more mysterious and unsettling than the last. He spoke of ghostly apparitions, haunted houses, and creepy encounters in the darkest corners of the pumpkin patch. I couldn't help but shiver at his words, but I was entranced by his storytelling. His voice seemed to carry on the afternoon breeze, and I felt as though I was being drawn deeper into his world. Suddenly, Vlad stopped in his tracks, his gaze fixed on a particularly large coffin with intricate designs that seemed to scream from within. "Isn't it beautiful?" Vlad whispered. I nodded in agreement, but something about the coffin gave me the creeps. It was as though I could feel an evil presence coming from it. Vlad reached out and gently touched the coffin, his fingers tracing the patterns etched into its surface. As he did, the coffin began to emit an eerie scream that danced in the wind. I took a step back, my heart racing as the coffin's screams intensified. It was then that I realized the truth. Vlad wasn't just someone with a fascination for Halloween. He was a spirit, an actual ghost. As the coffin's cries engulfed him, Vlad turned to me, his eyes filled with sadness, and said, "Thank you for being my friend, even if only for a little while." And with that, he was gone, his form dissolving into the radiant light of the coffin. I stood there in stunned silence, the pumpkin patch suddenly feeling empty and desolate. I couldn't believe what I just witnessed. I'm a person who has had paranormal experiences before, but this was on another level. As the day wore on, I made my way back to the entrance of the pumpkin patch, my heart heavy with the knowledge of the spectral friend I had made. I couldn't help but wonder how many others had crossed paths with Vlad III over the years, drawn into his world of Halloween enchantment. From that day on, the pumpkin patch held a special meaning for me. It was a place where the line between the living and the supernatural was thin, and where the spirits of Halloween found solace among the pumpkins. And as I visited the patch each year, I couldn't help but feel that Vlad was still there, waiting to share his stories with anyone willing to listen.